Gear.
Test.
College dropout too. Charlie's not though, so he should weigh in on this. He's got a fitness degree, so
yeah.
An infection, it like spreads through the community, hits everyone, and then it just like dies because of that.
Everyone has their phase, everyone has a moment, and then they're done with it. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah, I could believe that.
Definitely. I'm literally just a YouTuber. I'm a college dropout, but just a hypothetical.
It sounded good.
Yeah, don't worry, I'm a college dropout too. Charlie's not though, so he should weigh in on this. He's got a fitness degree, so
yeah, I'm college educated. And that sounded pretty good.
Welcome to my channel.
Sorry, officer. I apologize.
Stream elements. Welcome to my channel.
Hey, look at us, college dropouts. At least we can fart, Isaiah.
Welcome to my
I successfully farted. It's just you didn't hear it.
Welcome to my channel.
Is there any point to it then?
Oh yeah, I'm sure you did, college boy.
All right, so also there's a news, like I included in the document, there's a newspaper clipping about the lead devil, which is what it was called at the time, Leeds Devil. And yeah, so it's a newspaper clipping with an article about it with a funny little drawing of what they imagine the lead devil to look like. And it says, fly rival of Leeds Devil has Jersey people frightened. So yeah, it's a long little, article about it. It's just very interesting that this was so prevalent that it was in the papers and stuff at the time. Shows how much it had spread during that 1 week where everyone was in fear. And then we have the cab attack. Charlie, would you like
Welcome to my channel.
Yep. Fear over the Jersey Devil had died down with no particular sightings reported. And besides a few keen people trying to find tracks on the ground, many had forgotten about the creature entirely. That was until 1927. A cab driver was heading towards Salem when he suddenly needed to change his tire. When he pulled over, a creature had landed with a thud on the roof of his car. The car shook violently as the menacing creature scared the driver, who managed to run away. Frightened, he went to the police, but upon returning to the car, there was no trace of anything occurring.
Large amount of people right now, and honestly, it
believable?
For quite
nope.
Okay, moving on.
Regress.
We have the
Welcome to my channel.
Leaked by
Row.
hunters, which
Welcome
is very
to
good
my
because
channel.
we made a tutorial now, and if you figure it out, it's fine. But I won't explain it to you. It's in tier 3, and we know like 7 or 8 variations to fly horizontally and stuff like that. So we will give them a little by little, maybe in DMs, personally to people, not in public. Because of the leak, we don't want it fixed too fast. But anyway, so check out my Patreon. There is a lot of stuff, and thank you to Hunters to making the tutorial. As you can see, it works in Bounty, by the way. This is why the parkour videos are pointless. Tier 1 has 4 no shadows NPI. It has a lot of 3 or 4 NPI. You have a lot of stuff in general. And check out the stuff that's coming, like the new maps and the crosser on the website. It's gonna be so nice.
Here.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a quick video about
We have the letter exploit.
Welcome to my channel. Tarsa.
Here.
Welcome to my channel.
We have the letter exploit leaked by hunters, which is very good because we made a tutorial now. And if you figure it out, it's fine. here, like 7 or 8 variations to fly horizontally and stuff like that. So we were given a little by little personally to people because of the we don't want to switch too fast. But anyway, so check out my Patreon. There is a lot of stuff, and thank you to Hunters for making the tutorial. As you can see, it works bounty works, by the way. This is why the parkour videos are pointless. Tier 1 has 4 no shadows and
This video is sponsored by War Thunder.
I'm a grown.
No, thank you. So anyway. Okay. Sure.
Seth, here, Seth, here, Seth, here, Seth, here, here, Seth, here, Seth, here, here, Seth, here, Seth, here, Seth, Seth, here, Seth, here, Seth, here, Seth,
Lonely E-General. Welcome to my channel. Ava. Welcome to my channel.
here, Seth, here, Seth, here.
Thank you for the luck, Snake.
Chaosbombe geschmissen. So, wie geschickt ihr wieder? 3, 2.
No, hold. That's coming from someone who just doesn't want to see the truth that's in front of him. Okay.
Yeah.
Clearly, this man was terrified and definitely wasn't using it as a gimmick so that people would want to ride in the taxi cab that the Jersey Devil landed on.
Oh, true. I didn't
That's a
consider
really
that.
smart business strategy. I did not think of that either.
Yeah.
Yo, kids, you want to get in the devil truck or whatever?
Gee whiz, mister. I sure do. But why would he go to the police? Surely he could just do it without going to the police.
Well, it gets written about if you go to the police. It makes it seem more real.
No, I believe him. After the mass paranoia and stuff like that, like all those sightings and stuff, I think the Jersey Devil existed in the area at the time. So, also he probably hated cab drivers, so it makes sense why it would attack the cab driver. Heading towards Salem as well. That's an interesting point. That's where the witches live.
Look at that.
It all comes together.
All comes together.
They've also got a one-piece wanted poster here for the Jersey Devil that was put up in 1960. So there were some terrifying screams heard by many locals in May Landing. No one could identify what type of animal could make a sound like the high-pitched scream they could hear. Many started to wonder, could this be the Jersey Devil? Rewards began to be advertised for people willing to try and capture the beast. One noting to approach with extreme caution advertised a $250,000 reward promised by a wealthy merchant. A reward for $100,000 was also put up for the taking by a circus owner. Oh, it was also put up for the taking by a circus owner who wanted to make a performance around the Jersey Devil. These rewards were never claimed and no Jersey Devil was captured.
So they were obviously just set up to promote that, wealthy business as well as the circus, which is pretty obvious. But $250,000. If someone had actually captured the Jersey Devil, they would have made $2.6 million in today monies, from that $250,000 back in 1960.
Pretty good deal.
Yeah, pretty good deal. And that's also, I think, where the little police sketch comes from for the Jersey Devil itself, which is it looks like a tapeworm kind of with wings and a horse's face a little bit, like a worm. It's got a very worm-like body there with tiny little legs.
Do we know who was issuing that reward? Because if it was the state or something and they never thought to take it down, that reward could still be active and adjusted for inflation. You could get $2.5 million out of capturing this thing.
Yeah, you could 3D print a Jersey Devil today.
I'm not encouraging our listeners to go with a net and a comedically large box with a carrot and a stick in the middle of the Jersey Pine Barrens, but if you did, you could get really rich really fast. So
aren't scientists crossbreeding creatures and creating deformities and stuff, goat hybrids and stuff? Surely we can get there using science.
We could absolutely make it now.
If we play God hard enough, we might get $2.6 million.
Waste hundreds of millions of dollars in crossbreeding programs and stuff like that. Just this scientific abomination to
just
earn
to claim the
$2.5
reward.
million.
Yeah.
They were too busy to see if they could. They never stopped to ask if they should.
They never did the math.
We create these new races of demons to destroy the world, and we'll be like, we'll be taking our check by mail. Thank you very much. We did it, Patrick.
Yeah,
we saved the city.
Yeah. It's like how in Jurassic Park, they created all the fucking dinosaurs and didn't realize how they just procreate. They splice them with frog DNA and then the dinosaurs get out and just split off from one another and just breed that way. they thought it was impossible that they would. Oh, I don't know why I'm talking about it like it actually happened.
No, it did happen, and I think it's important that we remember the tragedy at Isla Sorna.
You guys remember the dinosaurs mixed with the frog DNA, and we just never saw it coming?
That's what we have to take these lessons.
You know, after all that nuclear testing we did in the ocean, that giant lizard creature attacked Tokyo. You know, that was another tragedy that just science let happen.
Welcome to my channel.
We need to learn one day.
Yeah, we need to learn from these lessons.
The humanity of it all is tragic, and also people, you know, in New York when they spilled all those chemicals into their toilets, and it made like, you know, those 4 like
Ninja Turtles.
Whatever they were, like the karate turtles or whatever they were. Yeah,
well, they were
like,
good though. They helped us. They helped New York.
They still help us.
But not to our credit. You know, it comes out of, you know, our own hubris allows things like that to happen. So I see what you're saying, Jackson. We gotta stop.
Yeah, we don't think things through. Anyway, then there was the Green Tree Road sighting. Mary Ritzer Christensen was driving along Green Tree Road when something caught her eye. I wonder what it was. In her rear view, she saw a creature unlike anything she had ever seen before. Something that looked like a goat but walked like a human. Mary avoided driving down that road forevermore. Hope it wasn't the only road through town. She has always insisted that she was sober. It's a weird thing to throw out there. She's always insisted that she was sober when she saw the Jersey Devil, and while she was previously skeptical of the theory, she now believed in the creature. She's like, I swear I'm not a drunk. I'm not an alcoholic.
The way that's phrased is very funny. It's like she went into town. I saw the devil, and I'm not drunk this time.
And I'm stone cold sober.
I know we've had a few, you know, mishaps before, but this time.
Oh, sorry. This is Mary's statement to a publication called Weird New Jersey, which I assume is not biased at all and is very reputable. So the quote is, "The figure stood taller than a man by far and had thick haunches supporting its nearly human-looking torso and huge woolly head."
I mean, that could have just been like a big dude, you know. Could have been Charlie, honestly.
Man.
He's tall.
Yeah, it said tall. It said taller than a man by far.
And he had a woolly head. That honestly could be Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie on stilts, maybe.
Yeah. Did you hear it fart though? That would, if she did, it's not him.
Yeah. I wish there was like an account of a cryptid that just farted.
There's ones that like they smell really bad and emit swamp gas all the time.
Well, yeah, that's different than like actually bearing us and letting one out.
There has to be one. Hold on.
There has to be, yeah.
There absolutely is somewhere.
Yeah.
Mechanical keyboard clicking. Continue.
Charlie, you can take the next few if you want.
Yeah, I'll just blast through these. These all look pretty credible. 1980, Chief Ranger Alan McFarland stumbled across a brutal attack on numerous pigs. He described the massacre as something that stumped his wild animal knowledge. Their bodies had been torn and mutilated and the backs of their heads eaten and ripped out. Most notably, there were no tracks of blood leading from the scene, almost as if the animal had flown and perched on the pigs.
It could just be a giant eagle, right?
Yeah, it could just be a huge bird of prey. And there's another Forest Ranger sighting. We got John Irwin, who claims that he encountered the Jersey Devil in the Pine Barrens in 1993. He was along the Mullica River driving his car when the Jersey Devil jumped out in front of him. While the Pine Barrens is home to many different types of animals such as bears, John said this was nothing like he had ever seen before. Towering over 6 feet with black matted fur and devilish horns, they stared at each other, Irwin afraid to move. They were there for several moments, with John able to get a really good look at the creature he believes was the Jersey Devil. It didn't attack, but ran back into the forest, allowing John to safely get away.
Is it strange that these are pretty, I guess, credible people? I mean, they're professionals. They're forest rangers, chief ranger, and we had the King of Spain.
Not really, I don't think.
So what would be the motive for this? It's not like he's advertising the forest. In fact, he's making the forest worse. He's being like, don't go in there. There's a fucking strange creature. Like, that's not an advertisement.
People love that. It makes it more interesting. Like, this would absolutely be great publicity for the forest, perhaps.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't think even being forest rangers, they'd be... Like, I feel like they would be able to apprehend the Jersey Devil. Like, they come equipped with weapons as rangers. Like,
they handcuff him.
Yeah, we're taking you in.
Why would they lie? Therefore, it has to be real. Look at that. You've outdid yourself, Charlie. You got too far ahead of the case.
That's true.
Very convincing.
This seems to be the most recent one. This is Lori Winelman and her young son Glenn Jr. had ventured out into the snow one night in January 2004 to turn off their Christmas lights. Lori bent over to turn off the Christmas lights before turning around to see her son with a shocked look on his face. Turning once again to see what he was looking at, she saw a massive winged creature perched high on a tree above them. Instantly, they began to run towards the house. Lori says she heard a swoop and felt a rush of air above them and realized that the creature had flown onto the roof of their house where it began to walk across the roof. They managed to get inside and began to scream and cry out in terror for help. After a sleepless night, they awoke in the morning to find perfectly preserved, bizarre footprints on their roof that measured 9 inches by 5 inches and spaced 4 feet apart.
And then look, there's the footprints there. This is on the screen as well, but for audio listeners, it is a snow-covered roof with little footprints that look like little cat paws for some reason. But that's still them. They're there. They're footprints.
It's also in a perfectly straight line, so maybe one leg, I guess.
Yeah, look at that. The Jersey Devil is so evil and wicked that now he's imitating the common house cat.
It's got such cute little paw prints too.
He wants you to think, so you get close, and then he can kill you.
They don't look like hoof prints. They look like little paw prints. Anyway, so there's photographic proof.
Police and wildlife experts were baffled by the footprints and unable to identify them to any animal. Probably because I imagine it's not an animal. They just went up there with like a household object and stamped into the roof and called it an animal. Some believe that it could have been a great horned owl, as Glenn described the creatures having large round eyes, but the estimated weight of the animal that made these footprints was much greater than a great horned owl. There's a video called
Great Horned Owl.
Yeah, there's a video called The Jersey Devil New Evidence Emerging Documentary in English Part 1, which at the 3:30 mark there's an interview with Lori about the incident.
Yeah, so she goes into detail about it there, but it's like all the things that we just described. But it's there for people that want to hear it for themselves. And then, so Charlie said that was the most recent. He was a liar.
It's not.
A filthy goddamn liar. 2004, that's ages ago. In 2015, the Jersey Devil has shown up in his most dramatic way yet on camera. we have photographic pictures of him now. In October 2015, David Black claimed to have photographed the Jersey Devil. Sounds like it was like a modeling gig. David has been called crazy, but he was stuck. He has stuck by his story. He was allegedly driving home from work in the evening when he saw what he first thought was a llama running nearby. As he stopped to get a photo. What the fuck? Why would you stop to get a photo of a llama anyway? You've never seen a llama before?
It's just in a place it's not supposed to be, I guess.
Alright, anyway, as he stopped to get a photo, the animal suddenly grew wings and began to fly over a golf course. And then this is the quote from David's statement on the sighting. "Yes, I swear it's not photoshopped or a staged thing," Black responded when I asked if he was willing to let me use his name and state that the photo he sent was not manipulated in any way. "People have said it's fake, but it's not. I'm honestly just looking for an explanation for what I saw." Imagine if this isn't fake and he actually genuinely is like freaking out about like, what the fuck did I see? Why won't anyone take this seriously? But like the photo itself, if one of you guys wants to describe it as well, but it is just a goat floating in the air, kind of.
Yeah.
It's just a goat. It's not. It got wings, kind of, but it's like a black cloud behind him. I don't know. He's just like floating upwards. It does look photoshopped. I'll be honest. Okay, long silence. Anyone want to like add anything to it?
I just think it's absurd that we have photographic evidence and yet you still deny, even though the evidence is, you know, the truth's right in front of you. But that's okay.
I believe the whole 1900 stuff. I just don't believe David here with his photoshopping.
So you don't believe the Jersey Devil can look like a poorly photoshopped Jersey Devil if it so chooses? That's how good he is.
Alright, more importantly though, shortly after, a video emerged from a woman named Emily Martin, who actually managed to take a video of the Jersey Devil. It should be noted this is shortly after the David Black picture, so motivation might be that she saw the picture and was like, I can do better. Even though she claims the video is undoctored and completely real, many believe this video is fake with the unnatural movement of the body and the strange, graceful way it flies. You guys should open up the video and have a quick look. It's very short.
I did just that. That is the most convincing evidence yet. I'll give you that.
Have you guys never seen this video before?
No.
Look at it.
It's stupid little arms.
It's so cute. See, this is what I mean. It's kind of like a little fairy.
It's not moving an inch except for its wings that are trying
Which
so
are flapping.
hard.
Yeah, it looks like it's like flying out of control. It doesn't know what, how to fly.
It's like it's about to crash into the tree. Why does it look like? I mean, yeah, that's what he looks
Very
like.
serious.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't see what the joke is here.
Emily did get something sinister on footage, that's for sure.
Look at its little hands. So its entire body is not moving. Its wings are just propelling it forward aimlessly, like it's out of control.
It's like a PNG except for the wings behind it. And also, why, if it was over to her left, why was she aiming up in the sky away from it, waiting for it to come into frame?
That's what I was thinking. Like she wasn't capturing it directly. She was like capturing the sky, and then it flew into frame, which makes absolutely no sense. If you saw the Jersey Devil, you would film it immediately. Like you would have the camera point at it immediately, not like the cinematic shot.
But of course, what actually happened is the devil told her it was going to be over there. So.
Yeah, of course. Anyway, so those are the most recent sightings and photographic and video proof. So I think we can give this the red thread stamp of it's real.
Mm-hmm.
The Jersey Devil is a legitimate creature captured on film.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. But still, let's do our due diligence and go over some theories about what it potentially could be. And honestly, there doesn't seem to be any theories, any real theories about what it is, other than some people claim that it's creatures like the blue heron or the hammerhead bat. But I do have an interesting story. Isaiah, would you like to take this one? Because this is an interesting kind of basis for the story itself, like the origin story. A compelling reason why it existed in the first place.
Excellent. There's another story that has the roots of the Jersey Devil in politics. Daniel Leeds and his family came to America in 1677. The family were devoted Quakers and were very politically and religiously active authors and publishers. Despite this, Daniel was always a bit of an outcast in the religion. They settled in Burlington, where shortly after he published an almanac, an annual calendar that contains important dates. Many of his neighbors were also Quakers, who promptly attacked him over the use of astrology in the almanac. He was seen as a lunatic, and his fellow Quakers began to call him evil. While he made a public apology, he went against the wishes of the town to destroy all copies and instead continue to publish the almanac.
So this was like the first example of like cancel culture, guys. He got canceled.
Right. It's the wokeism trying to destroy the devil's good name as a true patriot and truther of the country and truth also. Yeah.
I can't believe society was this bad.
I can't believe Obama did this.
It's so funny.
He continued his writings, and his neighbors continued to suppress and hate his work, like any real American. In 1699, he released The Trumpet Sounded Out of the Wilderness of America, which was an anti-Quaker book.
Yeah, so he got cancelled and bullied so hard by his own people that he's like, fuck you guys suck. So then he started publishing like anti-Quaker stuff, which is hilarious.
I'm not afraid. I was listening to that while he was doing it. In the following years, he continued printing anti-Quaker pamphlets and pieces of work, one even titled Satan's Harbinger Encountered, his false news of a trumpet detected, his crooked ways in the wilderness laid open to view of the Imperial.
Very catchy title there.
Yeah, what a short, easy to remember thing.
Well, so what is his actual fascination with trumpets? Because they show up in every single fucking title that he creates.
I believe he's talking about Quaker ideas around trumpets and revelation and stuff like that, if I had to guess.
So it's a Quaker belief that trumpets are like a core tenet of their belief system?
If I had to guess. I'm not super familiar with Quakers. I know the basis is that they are a very sinners in the hands of an angry God kind of perspective, like very, they see God as more of a ruler, and they believe more in penance than they do abstinence. I mean, they also believe in
Right.
abstinence, but they're a very penitent religion, if that makes
Okay.
sense.
I didn't even know they were a religion. I thought they were like a brand of food, which is wild.
Well, that's
that's because
what
of
Quaker
Quaker
Oats is
Oats.
named on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so that is actually a brand. Okay.
It is. Yeah, Quaker Oats is a food that's named. It got its name because it was started by Quakers.
Ah, okay, that makes sense then.
In most traditions, you'll see Quakers. They're confused a lot for like Amish or Midianites because a lot of sects of them will like abstain from technology or like modern implements and stuff like that because again, they have a focus on sort of not earning but placing themselves in a sort of penitent state in worship to God.
Right. Okay.
So anyway, this led because of his anti-Quaker works, this led many to believe that he worshipped the devil. Daniel retired in 1716. His son Titan Leeds, which is a cool name,
Yeah,
in
it's such a cool name.
1728, redesigned the front page of the almanac and their family crest to feature wyverns, mythical creatures that resemble dragons with 2 legs, wings, and a long pointed tail that has a venomous stinger at the end. This somewhat resembles the Jersey Devil. Titan then, interestingly enough, ended up in a feud with Benjamin Franklin.
Haven't heard of him.
No, it's like having an end credit moment, like Nick
Yeah, this
Fury
is like the
steps out.
Avengers moment
Yeah.
of this episode. Yeah.
In his Poor Richard's Almanac, he said that astrological calculations showed that Titan Leeds would die in 1733. When this didn't happen, Titan called out Franklin as a liar.
Hi, you liar! I'm still alive.
Ha,
Okay,
you
I mean,
fool!
yeah. That is true. So wait, before we go on, an almanac is kind of like I think it's described as like a calendar of sorts, of a calendar of predictions based on astrological.
It is a calendar
astrological
that
things.
has pieces of advice. It uses the stars to talk about the best times of the year to
Right.
plant crops, to bring up crops, stuff like that.
So it's pretty obvious why the Quakers would have an issue with him then, or the almanac.
A normal almanac would be fine if it was just everyone had almanacs who farmed because it's like this is the good week to plant your stuff. This is a good
Right,
week to
okay.
plant this, whatever. Everyone had them. It's because he used astrology as a part of
Yeah.
his deductions that they had an issue with it.
Okay.
Because astrology has history and paganism. There's some stuff and there's some verses in the Bible that people have pulled to say astrology is expressly satanic. So like
Yeah, all those things. Yeah.
yeah, Christian groups have had a lot of Christian groups have had problems with astrology for a long time, so that's why they had an issue with it.
Right, that makes sense.
So he ended up in a feud with Franklin, and when that didn't happen, Titan called him out. But to refute this, Franklin said that Titan did die, and that his ghost, and that this was his ghost, and argued that Titan must have been resurrected from the dead. This was a publicity stunt by Franklin to remove competition against his almanac, which became famous while Titan's did not. In Benjamin Franklin's siding, he says, "Honest Titan, deceased, was raised from the dead and made to abuse his old friend Franklin."
What was Benjamin Franklin's problem, dude? I thought this guy was like an American hero.
He is, but also Titan could have been a jerk. Who knows? Maybe maybe Titan was really annoying, and Franklin was like, "Oh, maybe you are dead. Did we ever think of that?"
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin sounds like a lunatic though. Like he's also doing like astrological
Well, he was.
predictions. I mean, yeah.
You guys don't remember wasn't Benjamin Franklin like a nudist?
Well, that doesn't mean he's a lunatic. First of all,
he hooked up with like every woman in France.
Benjamin Franklin
you guys
loved
are
to
just making
compose
him
in the...
sound cool. Like that's not a lunatic.
What do you mean?
He liked to be naked and he liked to fuck. What?
No, he
That's
used
something
to
weird.
just be naked for the fun of it. So like naked calisthenics, air baths, headstands, and other artistic things he would do
he was
while
the
naked.
first. He was the first Peridium bleacher.
You want to
Peridium tanner, first of all.
Whatever.
You want to know
Same
some
thing.
cursed knowledge about Benjamin Franklin? Supposedly, this is rumored. No, I don't know if it's true, but according to myth, when he was in France, he hooked up with so many women, and while doing so, he practiced. I'm a good little Christian boy, so I'm not going to say it. You can defer. He practiced. Rather than a woman performing a favor for a man, he performed a favor for a woman,
Yes.
if you catch my drift. which was rare at the time. And apparently he
Favor
had
for
to be
women? What the fuck are you
banished.
I don't know what he's... Charlie, can
He
you...
ate her out.
There you go. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you. So
Thank you.
he apparently would do that so much that he had to be removed from staying at the palace in France because women were coming to his door all hours of the night wanting to see him. To at one point, there was a line out the door.
This is something that he told his bros, and he's like, yeah, dude, I totally munched box for hours. They kept coming over, and I couldn't stop. And it was just a lonely old man, probably, that hadn't seen a woman.
That's what I think,
years.
especially when you see all the drawings of him being like this fat loser-looking guy.
Yeah. It sounds like he had an ego, and he just wanted to fluff it. That's
the
what
way
it sounds
I
like to
the
me.
way I choose to see it, because it was by Benjamin Franklin going to France that he managed to convince Lafayette to give us assistance in the revolution, which won the war. So if you think about it, Benjamin Franklin performing his husbandly duties won the war, won us our independence. So maybe if you Australians tried a little bit harder, you wouldn't have a British flag on your flag right now.
I don't believe in it. I don't believe in pleasuring others. Jesus Christ. Anyway, Benjamin Franklin. So Titan Leeds died a few years later in 1938, which is very close to when the stories say that the Jersey Devil was born. As intense feelings of revolution were present at the time, the Leeds family were easy targets for people to target as they were British. The Leeds Devil, or the Jersey Devil, became a symbol of political disdain born from a distaste for the British as well as the Leeds family. So, not 1938. This would have been like 1838 probably, or maybe even
1738, brother.
Yeah.
Titan Leeds died in 1938.
Welcome to my channel.
After living for a crisp 200 years.
Just to prove Benjamin Franklin wrong.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin said you're resurrected from the dead, and he's like, am not, and died 230 years later.
Fueled by spite. No, but so that he died around the same time that the Jersey Devil story began. So I think I think they're connected, especially since this was the Leeds family and it was called the Leeds Monster, which I think it was connected. I think that's where the whole story was born from. I'm sure you guys agree.
Yep.
Of course.
Okay, cool. All right. And now we have modern day pop culture, because he still exists in some things. People still talk about him, including us. So he's alive and well in media today. Probably the best known reference is from season 1, episode 5 of The X-Files, titled The Jersey Devil, where the lead characters try to track down the Jersey Devil. There's also a professional ice hockey team in Newark, New Jersey, that's also called the New Jersey Devils. Are they any good?
They're pretty okay from what I understand. They usually do pretty well. Let's see how they're doing this year.
Okay.
Because we're in playoffs
He's called
right
the
now.
NJ Devil, and he's a 7-foot red and black devil.
This drawing from the X-Files is the most pathetic attempt of the Jersey Devil I've ever seen. That's not even.
I don't even know. So that was just a picture when I googled the Jersey Devil X-Files episode. I don't even know if that's meant to be a portrayal of the Jersey Devil. I think it might be. It was just this drawing of a man.
With long hair.
It is just a guy.
like this.
That is Charlie spotted in the middle of the woods.
It actually is.
Draw a silent fart coming out of him. It's uncanny.
Yeah.
The resemblance.
And the Devils did a big stinker this year.
Ugh, yuck.
Yeah.
Unfortunate. It's also a roller coaster. It's also one of the world's fastest single rail roller coasters, located at Six Flags Great Adventure, which opened in June 2021. And beyond that, the Jersey Devil is set to appear in the next expansion of Fallout 76 in the Atlantic City update.
They're still updating that piece of shit?
Yeah, dude, did you not hear? Fallout 76 is good now.
Yeah, people keep saying that. I just can't believe it.
I don't believe it either, yeah. I actually played it the other night and it's still like super broken. But I will, you know what? I'll log in once the Jersey Devil is added. I'll go meet the Jersey Devil, see what they do with him.
Sounds good. I'll join you.
Nice. Yeah, let's play it. Sounds cool. All right. Any last thoughts about the Jersey Devil? I mean, that's everything.
Yeah, he's a real goofy thing.
Still S tier, Isaiah?
Still S tier, yeah. The reason he's S tier is because not only has it influenced so much of the culture around that area of New England, but he's also, like I said earlier, representative of the entire culture and, like, you know, the mindset, the history that the story was birthed from. And he has an interesting origin. There's interesting lore about don't be in the pine barrens after dark, look up in the trees, he may stalk you. He's a fascinating creature for a lot of regions, imbirthed with a lot of that early Americana spirit. So yeah, he's an S tier cryptid to me.
He was gonna be A tier for me, probably, just based like entirely designed around the fact that he is so popular and you hear about him so much. But I'm actually pushing him up to S tier because I didn't realize that Benjamin Franklin and the King of Spain were both included in the story, and I just don't know how much. No other fucking cryptid has that kind of like star appeal. This is a star-studded cast.
I mean, how many cryptids do you know that have a hockey team named after them, right?
True, or a roller coaster.
No.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. And also, again, that 1 week period back in 1909, I think it was, where it was cited so much. I think that's like, it's compelling to some degree, even though it's probably mass hysteria. It's still like a super cool part of the mythos of the Jersey Devil. And I'm taking your stance this time, Isaiah. I believe he existed at that time, but he was unfortunately killed. Or
no, if he was killed, they would have had a body. He probably just died.
Well, no, he's a satanic creature, isn't he? Like you shoot him, he dies, and he like just sinks into hell or something, I assume.
There'd be a report of that though.
Not if he's sunk into hell. Where's the body, Charlie?
I guess, but someone would definitely be like, "Yeah, I just killed the Jersey Devil,"
and no one would believe him because there's no body.
Yeah, but it'd still be reported like this guy might have killed the Jersey Devil. Like, they fucking report a cab driver who heard a rustling on his roof. They would absolutely report that.
But you hear Charlie over here. It's never enough for him. It's never. Yeah. It's always got to be. It's he wants the body, but the body couldn't be there. Yeah, what would it take?
There's photographic proof, Charlie.
No, I thought the video was very compelling.
There you go. That's the spirit. So now that all three of us believe in the Jersey Devil and understand him to be a real thing that can happen, I think we're good. I think we did what we set out to do. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the Jersey Devil. That's all it is, really. That's all these cryptid episodes are, really. There's not really much else we can dive into beyond everything that we've dived into. So that's going to do it for this episode of Red Thread. Let us know your thoughts below. What you think of Red Thread, cryptid episodes, stuff like this. Let us know your thoughts on the Jersey Devil, as well as rate us on Spotify, like us, subscribe to us, all that good stuff. Let us know if you're waiting for Charlie to spread his cheeks and fart for us. Let us know if that's something that you want from future episodes of Red Thread.
My favorite cryptid.
We can make it a running theme. He can start every episode off, instead of me writing 8-minute stories or whatever it was, he can start off with a little trumpet of his own, perhaps. So, cool. Let us know your thoughts. All right, that's gonna be it. That's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you to Isaiah for joining us for this one, even with these wisdom teeth being removed.
Absolutely, I'm glad for all the ridiculousness that's gone on this episode. I have an excuse, and to that one person who came here because they really wanted to learn about the Jersey Devil, I'm so sorry.
I mean, in between elements.
But yeah, he was educational. He paid for it.
He paid for it in the meantime. Yeah, go listen to the other episodes if you want more information about things other than the Jersey Devil. Let us know what you guys think. Anyway, that's it. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you all.
Newest interview with Nikita and Emmy. Who is Emmy? An emissary? Basically a community manager? Yes. If it came from a credible source, then I would assume that it's probably real. Suggestion. Make statement knowing that admitting a mistake was made is hard. Answer, mistake, this is not mistake. Question, why? It's time to start preparing for the release. It's time to understand who the true believers. No one is forcing to do anything. It's your choice to just bail it. Don't buy it. It's totally understandable that any company wants to have more revenue. Wouldn't it be better to release a support pack? We are honest with the community. We are not forcing anyone. I would ask, If there is some kind of money issue for Escape from Tarkov, should we be worried about full release? Everything is going fine and going as planned.
What?
There's no way this is real. There's no way. Like, true believers? Yeah, this is nuts. Do you plan on addressing the community again anytime soon? Your post on Reddit unfortunately wasn't well received by the majority of the community. They still feel like they're waiting for the right response. They waiting to be as they want to feel. Comment from Nikita. Important part, we cannot give up PvE to everyone. It's too expensive and technically hard right now. Those who will support still get this option. Okay, so it's expensive, so we're not giving it to people. Okay. Answer. Are there other solutions being contemplated since the reception to the Reddit thread was not good? Answer. No. Is there any plan to back out and put water on the fire aside from the EOD features mentioned in the Reddit? No. We are continue improving hard preparing updates for everyone. No more harsh changes. It is an important moment in the history of EFT, but I feel it is what is needed. I believe. Will the new items that come with the Unheard edition be only PvE or PvP servers too? There's both. Can we get more info on how the most controversial features will work, namely summoning teammates? It's being worked on. A friend summoner will be available to get for other editions too. Okay. Can we get a choice between a hideout dog, cat, or cat only? Cat is in the plans, dogs later. Friend summon feature. Will it likely be an expansion? No, it will be obtainable item. Why not let this only be in PvE? It's cool. A mechanic for PvP too. Okay. One of the most discussed subjects regarding the whole situation is removal of DLC line for EOD on the website. What? Would it be possible, since we're all under multiple NDA, to be more involved? And maybe what's having more insight and communications, pat notes out of release, material to prep our communities for future updates and feedback? We'll think of something out. Question. Emissary armband win. We'll do it. I'm going to be honest. I think those being in PvP is a bad idea. It's going to make RMT go through the roof, to be honest, or stream sniping. I don't think so. We could always restrict it. Is there a chance the community representatives and longtime emissaries get involved in the discussion if an announcement package or special item would be seen in a good way or community or not? I guess this could get rid of a lot of the hate that comes. We will use this more next time. Gamma container, many thought it was supposed to be gone after EOD, but it returned after new edition. Any plans to change something? It's possible. You know what this feels like? It feels like he's having an interview with one of these. It really does. This is so fucking good. I don't even know what to say. Hazy, try again. Don't ask me, I'm a ball. Signs point to yes. Oh my god. Oh, this one seems accurate too. Yeah, it's about it seems. But wait, there's more. I've been talking to some players from different communities, and the opinions and feelings are basically the same. Those who have the EOD edition are disappointed with all this. In the discords that I've been in, which published the news, there was always someone playing Tarkov. These discords are now completely empty. The small PT streamers that we have are always there, 2 or 3 streaming the game. Nobody's streaming Tarkov. This is a bomb in the community. In relation to Nikita's post on Reddit, players who have EOD don't want to have priority over others to enter a match. They think this is throw sand over the eyes in the community. Okay, it's just throwing sand at people, right, like in their eyes. Trying to solve the problem after it's done. Many people say this new version for $40 to $60 would be acceptable. Like, this is too expensive. SPT, many of them watched the clean playing SPT yesterday, and this is the single player thing, right? Single SPT is single player Tarkov? Yes. yesterday, and many of them watched Exotic doing the same thing today. Let them change the side. True. True. Thanks for answering so many questions. Thanks for answering so many questions for us. We are all so passionate about the game, and when the community outrages, we feel it as well since we are representatives of our community. I would love for us to be able to craft clear communication in the future, if possible, and be more involved about getting ahead of any potential drama or outrage. I feel you, but I am the most confident right now as ever. Stay strong. I am reaching out to discuss the pricing of PvE content, which might be a high for newcomers. Wouldn't introducing more accessible options also mitigate this barrier and prevent new players from seeking alternatives like single-player Tarkov? Regarding the monetization strategy, many long-term standing players, myself included, are prepared to contribute more financially to support the company. However, I'm curious about Battlestate Games' BM and pursuing the new edition amidst potential challenges. Wouldn't focusing on creating cosmetics and more non-gameplay altering expansions be simpler and more low-risk strategy in terms of the community engagement? Answer: we will think about it. This is crazy. I fucking love this. This is amazing. Is it possible the future of PvE mode will be sold as an independent upgrade? A good number of users in the community are interested in being able to play this way with friends, but don't justify paying for it is the most expensive version. Could you help mitigate the SPT users? It's possible, but after release. Regional pricing? What about for regions where $150 is already pretty expensive? Can't tell. Arena LAN esports roadmap win. Working on that. There's one more, I think. Oh, I didn't get that. Omnicron container soon? Yes. What is the official stance on SPT now that Clean was streaming it without issues? Let them be for now. Regarding the DLC line, when you check out the prep order page, the season pass line for EOD has been removed, but you can find it using an internet archive. We didn't remove that. Of course not. Naturally. Why would they remove it? I understand that PvE feature can't be given to everyone due to technical limitations. At the same time, EOD users feel like they should have this permanently, not temporarily, since it's new and much desired content. And the promise for EOD is that players who got EOD wouldn't have to pay for additional content if they contribute for as much of the most expensive package as they could. Any chance to reconsider and make PvE feature a feature for EOD permanent? Did you read the answer? Did you read the above? We will provide it for at least 6 months after. Read? The prices will increase until morale improves. Are there any chance of lowering the pricing of TUE for EOD owners? Thinking about it. If EOD owners do not get PvE, will there still be in fact things that planned that will go to EOD, DLCs for example? Of course, every DLC later will go with EOD. Okay. Will the future additions like PvE that do not go to EOD but go to the newest version? Not planned. Will EOD continue to be a flagship for all versions of the game going forward? Unheard is just another signature thing. EOD is still important. Well. Rolling in. What's this? Oh, shit. Shy Lily, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? Hey. Thank you very much. We're looking at Escape from Tarkov drama. This is kind of crazy. And this is apparently real, right? I mean, I guess it must be. It has to. I mean, I feel... Oh, my God. This Nikita is a nice guy. I mean, again, am I the only person who feels like this is exactly the vibe that I get whenever I start reading these answers? Focus and ask again. Reply hazy. Try again. Oh my God. Ask your mom. Don't count on it. Yep, there you go. Nikita should be in scam jail? Well, I don't know about that. I mean, but it's definitely really frustrating for a lot of the players, I'm sure. He speaks bad English on top of being a douchebag. Of course, it seems too bad to be true. I mean, I do think that it is funny. Like, my favorite part about everything was, like, that massive paragraph of, like, yeah, we really appreciate you guys doing all of this stuff. Let them do everything. Like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you so much. Regarding the mindset, we will think about it. It's possible. Let them change the side. It's like, you know what this reminds me of? You ever, like, try to have a conversation with a girl and, like, try to force a conversation even though she's obviously not interested? I feel like Nikita's that girl right now. No? I've had that happen. Yeah, my wife? Okay. So yeah, true believers, this can't be real. There it is. The distress signal device is for PvP too. So this means that you can use this special signal device to randomly summon in your friends whenever you're pinned down. So, like, you can be stalking somebody and trying to kill them, and then you just use the device and summon, like, fucking Avengers Assemble. Fucking, and then, like, you've got one guy trapped, pinned down, and then 3 guys just like, hey, oh, we're here. All right, let's get him. Pull it, yeah, you just pull a team out of your ass. Exactly. Helldivers? Yeah, literally Helldivers. TLDR, fuck you EOD users and the rest of beggars and poor idiots. We only care about new package buyers. Yep. Do you think BSG will survive this, or EFT for that matter? I think they will. So this is my opinion, is that I think they will. And the reason why I think they will is because there's no other competitor that people are willing to go over to right now. Like, there's no game that provides the experience that Escape from Tarkov provides in a way that is an improvement from Escape from Tarkov. And I'll give you a parallel for this, and I would obviously say the big parallel is WoW. So back in Warlords of Draenor, the game was a complete joke. It was awful. Everybody hated the game, but people stuck with the game. A lot of people did, and they all came back to play Legion because there was no other game on the market that could replace the experience that people had for WoW. Now, fast forward to Shadowlands, whenever Final Fantasy was out, Lost Ark was coming out, and all these other MMOs were on the market, and then whenever WoW tried to pull the same exact thing, then people actually moved over and they started playing other games instead. So, and obviously, like, WoW is still, like, the king of MMOs, like, by a mile. I'm not saying it's not, but I am saying that, like, if you look at, like, WoW's market share, like, and I do apologize for, like, these colors and everything and, you know, trying to get all this sorted out, but I hope you guys understand whenever I do it. And so, okay, so now we have WoW right here. And this is Final Fantasy 14. This is New World. New World is popular in 2021. Yes. Lost Ark. And then OSRS. Right? And like, there are other ones too, but I'm just using these as an example, okay? And then with Escape from Tarkov, the truth is that Escape from Tarkov is probably in about this situation, where Escape from Tarkov has such a massive market share of extraction shooter audience that it's almost impossible to get people to move away from playing the game because there's no game that you can easily go over to that provides the same experience.
Wow.
And this is DMZ, other clones. So I apologize about the what do you call it? The sizing here. But you see, WoW obviously in 2014 had such a massive market share that whenever people were like, "Oh, we don't like the game," okay, fine, go somewhere else. There's nowhere else to go, so you stay in WoW. In 2014, this same thing happened, but there were a lot of other options like Final Fantasy XIV, New World, Lost Ark, OSRS. So WoW was only, let's say, half of the market share, and that's whenever they actually lost market share and they had to compromise in order to maintain their dominant spot. And so, Sorts, trust me, bro? No, I think this is a fact. I think it really makes sense. There's nothing about this that doesn't make sense. Yeah, and Escape from Tarkov, the truth is that right now...
Izgleda da je Nikita stvarno kreten. Osim što ne zna engleski. A pogledaj samo, čovjek čita intervju. Pogledaj... O, majku ti spam. Ja gledam i ne verujem, razumeš? Znači, odgovara kao bot. I ono, znaš, kažem, ok, ja ne znam engleski perfekt, ali znam recimo 95%. I znam i da odgovorim također. Ali ovako loše da znam engleski, ne mogu da se branim čitav života, ne znam engleski dobro, i kao sad ću da ono, znaš, lupam gluposti, razumeš, i grati će to da progutaj, a ne, neće.
Darla. Welcome to my channel.
Dobro. Update za fino. Deep Pro Galactic. Novi tip misiju bacuju. Lepo, nisu se to nadao od njih. Znam da su ispamparali na onoj igri koju su hteli kao da ono izbaci. Da nisu toliko para uzeli koliko su mislili. Ali naravno... A tu se i Milan zakačio. Lepo od njega. No. What a joke. Ne. I tako.
Now, there are no other big extraction shooters on the market that have an audience of people. And I'm not saying that they don't exist at all, but what I am saying is that they are so small that they're not relevant and able to compete with Escape from Tarkov. Gray Zone will kill it. Yeah, and there were a lot of games that we said was going to kill WoW. And eventually, they didn't. The truth is that WoW did not kill... WoW is still... I mean, to be honest, WoW is still a popular game.
Take care.
So, like, what are we talking about killing the game? But, like, the truth is that it's obviously not as popular as it used to be, and it doesn't have the same level of, like, market awareness. Gray Zone is more of a DayZ competitor. Well, I think there's always going to be, like, a spectrum for it. Because, like, for example, let's look at the Twitch directory. So, if you pull this up, let's see how many MMOs are on there. So you've got World of Warcraft. And, I mean, to be honest, like, a lot of their MMOs are dead. Like, Lost Ark. Like, name one other game that's like Escape from Tarkov. That provides the same experience as Escape from Tarkov. There's none. Marauders, kind of. I don't know where that is. The Hunt Showdown, maybe? Rust, maybe? But nothing really seems to provide a one-to-one. Rust is kind of similar, but you keep looting the base, yeah. EFT is the best shooter. It's not that it is the best shooter, it's that it provides an experience that is so unique that it makes it difficult for them to lose their market share because of how many other games, or sorry, how few other games exist with the same type of structure. There are a lot of games that are other shooters, and you will have people that say, okay, I'm not going to play EFT anymore, I'm going to go back to playing Apex Legends, for example. This absolutely happens, and it happens with a lot of other games. Like, for example, people stop playing WoW and they go over to play League, or they go over to play Elden Ring. Like, you do have, obviously, you know, like, there's crossplay there, but whenever a company really is at risk to lose its market share is whenever there are other competitors in the space that have pretty much the exact same type of game. Do you see kind of what I'm saying? Check out the upcoming Arena Breakout. I'll tap into market. Yeah, we'll see what happens. Arena Breakout Infinite is going to compete with Tarkov. Well, going to doesn't mean it is. We can talk about all the games that are going to compete with Tarkov all you want. Yeah, sure, we can do that. But the truth is that they're not out right now. And so people don't immediately have an option that they can go to. Like, for example, the real reason why Final Fantasy XIV was so popular in 2021 is because you had all of these multiplier effects. You had the fact that the game had, at that point, like 7 years of content to it, or something like that. It's 5 years, I don't remember. But, like, it had years and years of content added to it. So it's not like you're playing a brand new MMO like New World, because New World had nothing. But then also, it was a free trial. So you had a game that had no barrier to entry, that you could just immediately play with no sort of investment or focus or anything like that. Then you have, like, meta level factors, like the two big ones were obviously COVID was number one, and number two was the Blizzard scandal. So, like, all of these things converge at the same time to make a perfect storm to make Final Fantasy XIV really, really popular. And so, and this is like, you know, like, whenever people say, like, oh, somebody just got lucky, Final Fantasy XIV did get lucky there. They absolutely got lucky. But whenever I talk about lucky, like, they got lucky with COVID and they got lucky with the Blizzard scandal. They didn't get lucky with making a free trial, and they didn't get lucky with making tons of content. So in almost all cases, whenever a person gets lucky, there is a massive mesh of, like, preparation and prior work that goes into it that meets some form of opportunity. And I think Final Fantasy XIV's success is an example of that. It was a perfect example of that. Yeah, a lot of people get lucky, but capitalizing on being lucky doesn't take just being lucky. Luck equals hard work and circumstance? Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Luck loves preparation. Yes, there it is. So, yeah, I think people have said, you know, luck is whenever preparation and opportunity converge. I think that's pretty much true. And so you can see that with Final Fantasy 14. So what's going to happen with Escape from Tarkov? This is what I think is going to happen. I think the community is going to hate it. I think that they will probably go back and keep playing the game. And I'm being very cynical about this, but I've played video games for a long time, and I've seen these different dramas happen, and I don't think that this is bad enough to make people actually stop playing the game, because it doesn't affect most people's general game loop, right? Other than PvP. And so I don't think that people are going to quit, but what this will do is it will make the next time that a competitor to Escape from Tarkov comes out, it will make that competitor twice as appealing. And the amount of hype and excitement for that game will be twice as high. And let me give you a great example. Last Epoch. So basically what happened with Diablo 4 is that Diablo 4 came out and it was a piece of shit, right? It was bad. There were a lot of things wrong with it. Season 1 comes out, it's a piece of shit. Season 2 comes out, it's better, but there are still a lot of things wrong with it. Very shallow experience. People are not happy with it. Guess what happens? Last Epoch gets a much larger boost because of Diablo 4 being bad. I think that if Diablo 4 hadn't existed, Last Epoch hype would have been less than half of what it was. Also, keep in mind too, the PoE expansion after the first, the first PoE expansion after Diablo 4, Grinding Gear Games said that it was their highest played expansion ever. And do you want to know why? It's because all of those people from Diablo 4 that started playing the game and didn't get the experience that they wanted tried out Path of Exile. So this isn't going to hurt Escape from Tarkov immediately. It's not like tomorrow everybody's going to quit playing. But it will be like a debuff. It's like Sunder Armor or something like that, where now you're taking more damage and the next time something comes to attack you, it's going to do more damage to you. Why does everything you describe go through a WoW filter? Well, I mean, I could give it in 15 other different ways, right? I just know that a lot of people play WoW and it's easier to understand.
Da. Maka.
Yeah, I mean, I come up with all these, like, comparisons on the spot. So I'm pretty good at coming up with this shit. I do it a lot. Here's another great example of that. Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact players love to eat dicks. They love eating dicks. They eat so many dicks. They're eating dicks constantly. They can't stop eating dicks. They're addicted to eating dicks. But even eating a dick is better than playing Tower of Fantasy. That's the exact situation that we're in right now. What I think is going to happen with Escape from Tarkov, I'll wrap all this up. What I think is going to happen is nothing. I think people are going to get really mad about this. The player base might go down a little bit, and everybody is going to talk about how much they hate it. But as time goes on, and more people see that the extraction shooter genre is very popular, and you're even seeing it become meta-level popular with something like Dark and Darker. Or that other game, I forgot there was another game, Dungeonborn or something like that, that was basically a Dark and Darker clone that was also popular. So, Dr. Disrespect's game, yeah, you're seeing a lot of other people that are catching on to the extraction shooter trend, and you're going to see other games come out that are able to compete with this. It's not going to happen right now, but when it does happen, the hype for those games will be artificially higher because of the fact that Escape from Tarkov made this mistake today. That's my point. That's what I think is going to happen. As soon as a new game comes out with the devs who are respecting their player base, EFT will be done, yes. But not yet, and not until then. Normal people, and this is my favorite thing, is that the people that consider themselves normal on social media are boring millennial 30-somethings that have a laundry list of mental disorders in their bio, along with the flags of the countries that they support, and then they also tweet about killing people because of a disagreement of a video game outfit. But guys, we're the ones who are weird. That's right. Haha, surprise! We're psychos.
Guys, we're here. So yesterday we got the official release of Stellar Blade, and the main topic of conversation that has stemmed out of that is the various aspects of the game that have been censored. Now, many bad actors on Twitter, whether it's regular users, game journalists, or content creators, have been using this opportunity to not only justify but also celebrate these acts of censorship because it fulfills their own agendas. And this has gotten to a very toxic point where now we are seeing literal bounties put on people's heads for simply pointing out the censorship.
Let's see who this guy is. Uh-oh. Oops. What happened? That's what you get. Should be in jail too? I don't know if he should be in jail. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I feel like definitely should be off the platform. I mean, that's not even a question, right? Probably should at least get investigated, I'd say. Probably at least a bit of investigation. Just a little, you know, a wellness check. Make sure you're taking your medication. You show up to your therapy sessions. Okay, good. You eating right? You sleeping okay? You're not watching too much anime, are you? Need help? Yeah, do you need help anything? Like, do you need to take you to a place? Is that not inciting violence? It is. It absolutely is. And like, if this dude gets charged for it and gets in real trouble, I'll celebrate. I think it's fucking funny.
Of Stellar Blade. This is how bad and how unhinged all of this has truly gotten. Now, if you want the full details on what is actually being censored, you can check out my video from yesterday. But to sum up the entire acts of censorship very quickly, there was a promise by Shift Up only days before release that this game would be...
like this is what Kotaku celebrates? I feel like there's only a real extreme, like, minority of those people, but yeah. Isn't putting a bounty on someone's head attempted murder? I don't know. Let's find out. I guess we'll figure it out, right? Yeah.
Released uncensored. However, quickly after it was released, we'd see graffiti censored out of the game. We would see blood get censored.
Which, as I said, I thought the graffiti getting censored was reasonable because it wasn't intended.
And we would even see the outfits being censored. And to explain the confusion surrounding some of these various outfits, this is the uncensored release that was on the physical copy that was unpatched. However, there was a day one patch that censored this outfit, and the same patch was already installed on the digital reviewer's copy that was released about a week ago. So this has been censored for quite some time, and it was done at the last minute. And in fact, since then, we've seen other outfits be confirmed as censored.
Wait, where do you get that one?
And this is something that has been confirmed by the director of Shift Up himself. And a lot of people have been critical of Sony and the potential influence they had on this censorship, and also the weird disparity between how they are censoring Stellar Blade versus other games that they publish that are much more obscene or just dark or sexual, what have you. Now, there's been many reactions to what's going on with this situation, and a lot of people are trying to fix it. There is a big push, including petitions like this that
It's probably not going to happen. I think that they should just include the other outfits alternatively. Like, if they wanted to make it right and they wanted to respond back to it, I think it's like if you already have both versions that you've made, just put the other one in the game too. Let people decide. Yeah, it's really not that complicated. I mean, I don't know. I don't think they're going to do anything because, like, if they do something, then it's like...
Dobro. Šta god. Ja ne znam kakvih problema ja ga dinački. Cyberpunk mu gubi frame rate. Uključio check. Ray tracing. Oh my god. Problem bez problema. There is no problem.
Ja. Od banke nešto.
Od banke? Šta?
A ne mogu da vidim šta, ne mogu se provjeriti terminal. Ne mogu da otvorim internet sa tim telefonom.
Sa tim, no stvar.
Ne vidim ako ima puno ići da probam, ali teško ne mogu da radim nešto.
Da ne pare.
Da nisu pa.
Nego?
Ne. Ajde vidim. Ovdje. Prestači se. Staći. Prešena se prestači, neću ovako vidim. Gdje na prvo nego? Gdje na prvo nego to? Šta da se?
Neću neka kao čitanje.
Nema čitanja nego link.
Nisu platili.
Nisu platili, nisam podneo još. Nego čekam da sve.
A šta bi?
Znači da vidim se, čekaj malo ovdje.
Pa kaži, ne znam.
Kad čekaj, moram da se pitam prvo sretni. Ne treba mi telefon. Šta?
Prijemno sanduče.
No?
Napišite poruku. Eto.
Da, pa krenuo si da im pišeš poruku.
Nisam na ništa. Tamo se, kad sam ga upisao, tako ono se javio. Tam.
Pa šta ti se javi, nemaš ništa je ovo.
Jeste momci.
Slučajno se, pa napiši to da pišeš poruku, da pošalješ poruku meni, Mladenu, Janku, Branku, Marku.
Nemoj men da šalješ ništa. Tu si me, kaži ako imaš nešto.
Pa nije to prijeno, to ti... Pa objašnjavam ti 15 puta da to nije za to. Čovjek je hoće da pošalje poruku nekom, a ne prijemno sanduče, jebe moca. To se ne zajati, majko moja.
Nešto, na kog idemo prvo?
Evo ću pobijem pola sela, a poslije ću da vidim šta ću.
Pa bre, ti kažem, praviš ti njelu selu... Ne bi. Pišao bi po njelu.
Sve bih pobio, sve. Glave bi im posekao.
Sve to treba jebati u glavu, nišu. Loše, ali dobro. Što bi rekao stres.
Hi Obrin. Welcome to my channel.
Kaže šef, idi kući. Hvala šef.
Ubegao si, ja?
Nije, bro, pa ne, iskutu sam se vratio.
Ili te puci.
Ne, od kuću sam se, ja oni pišu 12, ja sam 8, oni pišu 12. A, brate, jevi ga. Vodim u smene. I neke arhive smo danas pakovali, neke knjige. Sve po godinama. Lepo to. Tako. Kaže, Dule, pridrži mi pištolj, samo da uzmem i ostavim šampanjac. Sad ću uđem, tamo mi Judan, Freund, ajde.
Ajde. Nula dinara. Idem da upoznam, sad ću doći. A to bi 100 dinara. Ne, ti dobro to bučeš, neće.
I nema. Oh my god. Time to get wasted. Huh. Hmm.
Oh, that was, it didn't say.
See if I die.
What?
Oh, where did I get shot
from?
I don't know. It didn't say it was a wall bang.
Oh wow.
Hey, he's cheating.
The fuck?
No wonder I got in.
Don't even res me. I don't.
Hey, nice job, you cheating fuck. Hey, record that.
Behind us?
Record that. I'm serious. Record that. It's not behind you. Record it. It's from the building. I'm gonna res you again just to see if he does.
No, why?
Because, dude. I'm recording it.
Yeah, I wasn't.
Yep. He's just cheating. He's just blatantly shooting you. I'm just gonna keep doing this just to prove a point. I'm sorry, dude. I want you to move over here. I want you to move over here.
Over here?
Yep, move over here. Get all the way around away from him. Come over here. Yeah, he's just cheating. He's just shooting you through everything. I don't know why he hasn't killed me, but he's just...
Wow. Would you look at that? Would you look at that?
Wait.
Go through another wall, and he didn't. Like, come on, how would he know where I am?
Hello?
Like, he shot through 3 walls, right?
What?
Fucking hell.
Yeah, boy.
Go through another wall, and he didn't. Like, come on, how would he know where I am?
Yeah, boy.
That's fine.
It's like if you feed an animal, it's going to come back. So it's like they're probably just going to ignore it, so that people don't think that they have a chance of getting a change. But yeah.
Those are all accounts,
description,
bro.
they're trying to get Shift Up and Sony to
313K
restore
accounts.
Yeah.
what they took away, to undo this censorship and restore what people were promised with these uncensored releases. However, a lot of people, including some bad actors, have been trying to basically misrepresent what is going on and what people are actually complaining about. And what we're going to look at in this video, whether it's from game journalists, content creators, or Twitter users, is going to follow the narcissist prayer.
Yep, there it is.
The evolution of someone trying to deflect blame, starting with...
Oh, jeez. Yep, here we go. God.
With, that didn't happen, and then ending with, well,
Yeah.
it did happen, and you deserve it.
Oh, of course.
Now, we've been seeing this first part for a while. That didn't happen. We've seen people for really months at this point say over and over again, there's no censorship of Stellar Blade, this isn't happening. Well, now we have confirmation that it is happening, and people are readjusting and moving on to the next step, saying, and if it did happen, well, it wasn't that bad. And they're accomplishing that by trying to intentionally misrepresent what people are complaining about. So beginning with Alyssa, the Kotaku editor here, she says this is about pubic bones. Imagine growing up and learning this is what your dad was doing rather than having a catch with you. And since Alyssa has daily tweets crying...
So somebody, there are people that are complaining about this, right? I mean, and they're saying, like, why do you give a shit about this, etc.? It's so tiresome. Here's the reason why people care. It's because they're having their content changed to appeal to a group of people that are not them. So it's like, it's very easy to say, why does this matter to the person after you've already got what you want? But I think a lot of people just don't want to be told what to do. They don't want to be told what they can and can't like, especially not by a bunch of randoms on Twitter, and then have it taken away from them as if they're wrong. That's crazy. Of course people are going to get mad about this. And the thing is that this is a very trivial issue. This is a super trivial issue. Like, it's so minor. It's not really that relevant. Who gives a shit, really? But at the same time, if that was really true, then you wouldn't have changed it. A lot of them start buying the games either. Yeah, exactly. I think the people are just, people are tired of having their intelligence insulted by people going on a rampage to have something changed, and then after they get it changed, then acting like the people that are mad that it was changed are being unreasonable. I just don't like that. It's just it's so tiresome to deal with.
About elder male figures, we all know this is just projection right here, but she's trying to say this is about pubic bones that are being censored with these updated outfits. Here's another tweet saying, LOL, they're turning on Stellar Blade because they can't see her vagina. Here's another one saying the fact that the newest Stellar Blade talking point is that the usual crowd thinks removing the MC's camel toe is censorship should really tell you what their fixation has always been about. And down you can see...
Is the implication that people wanted to have the character be hot? Because I think that he's right. And they wanted her to wear outfits that showed that off. Yeah, I think that's true. They figured it. So he finally figured it out.
Some replies to that original thread where someone says this: the fact that you think Shay is saying no one is allowed to be horny and not that fix isn't censorship, and the people complaining about the fix need to just admit that they want to be horny is very funny. These people are trying to claim that what's happening is not censorship, when literally everything that's going on, all of the points we made earlier in the video, fit the definition of censorship to a T. Now, of course, all these people are misrepresenting what people are actually mad about and what they're complaining about. They were falsely advertised to. Okay, they were promised this would be an uncensored release, and now this game has been censored on multiple levels. Not just the outfits, but other aspects of the game that none of these people are acknowledging. And they are so desperate in their attempt to own the gamer chuds on Twitter that they will literally celebrate and excuse acts of censorship and false advertising. It's pathetic. But now we move on to the next stage. Basically saying, well, even if this did happen, it's not a big deal. It's nothing to worry about. So here's an example of that coming from an artist from the gaming industry, someone who is consistently talking.
Why didn't they just make it a toggle? Because these people want to take things away from you because they think that they have the moral authority to do so. They're the exact same people that wanted to take away Grand Theft Auto in the 90s and the 2000s. I guarantee you that if we were back in the day, these people would be on the witch trials, tying girls to logs and seeing if they float or not. Like, it's a tale as old as time. They'd be doing the same thing.
As old as time.
Yes, they'd be in the 80s saying Dungeons and Dragons is satanic. It's all the same, guys.
Mark Kern.
Mortal Kombat 1990. Yep.
Of his
All the same.
That is going around, and he says this: "Oh my God, please! I can't laugh anymore. My sides, my effing sides. Does this guy have kids, a family? Is there anything that feeds his soul in any way? I don't know, man. I'm so fascinating. I was trying to say I'm so fascinated by this level of sadness. Like, please work on your grammar." But anyway,
this person is an idiot. I saw he tweeted something about me before too, and I've never read anything that this guy's ever tweeted that wasn't basically like a. It's like if somebody put their brain in a microwave for like maybe 15 seconds, then took it out. Like, that's basically where this guy's coming from. That's about it. Yeah. Stupid. Yeah, just stupid. Just stupid. And also, like, keep in mind that people like this, they're effectively just like bullies, right? Because they can't really make an actual argument, or they can't explain why